Ideally, this will be a nice, quick one. Oh. Well, looks like Boots would have been in... Hey, Striker. Oh. No, it's a Link to the Past Rando with Symphony of the Night MSU. Which definitely would be a little confusing. I'm very happy with, when I was sitting there, I'm like, I wanted to try the Symphony of the Night MSU tonight. And then it just kind of popped into my head, Rando of Blood. Because I always like to try to do like a little pun or reference to whatever MSU or Sprite I'm using. And Rando of Blood, it just fits so perfectly. So I had no choice but to use Rando of Blood. Hey Lorelei, come on. Up you go. Kind of a bummer this was an open boots seed, because if this was just an open one, the boots would have actually been located right there in Link's house. Or Phoenix's house. What? No, maybe I didn't kill anything. Come on, no Agaseed. Damn it! I suppose if I find a different bow. Yeah, I hope your night's going well and you had a good weekend. Yes, Lorelei, I know you're here. Oh, jerk. Ooh. Well, that's a good find. How many times did that guy hit me while I was falling? Yeah, I do actually want to do the Symphony of the Night Rando. I'd probably have to try to find a place to load that on my, my Super Console. Or I guess I could try to do it with an emulator. I watched Elle do one, and she got the duplicator, like, really, really early. So it's just like, okay, I got the duplicator, found a bat pentagram, let's just spam this through everything. More bombs. 300 bucks. Hook shot. Oh, thanks, you two. That is a good start here. Already got Hook. Some extra money. Oh, wow, lots of money. So that's enough for Bottle Vendor and Zora. Oh, I'll probably just fake flipper and sequence break Zora. Got boots, I got a sword. So fake flipper won't be a problem. Don't believe you need the moon pearl to fake flipper, at least. I guess I'll find out with science. So much money. Jeez. I think this is basically all set for the entire seed money-wise already. Oh, that was a scam. Alright, can we get the black hole chicken? Oh geez, they're all running away. Man. They did not line up right, so there was, the black hole chicken attempt was doomed. Oh, that's right. I could probably check to see what the, Okay, Eastern is the green. Hera is a red, and Desert is just a normal crystal. Still no bottle, so we cannot deal with Drunk Kid. Jeez, that is so many... That's so much money. Oh, that's right. I completely forgot that I had boots. I could have hit Bonk Rocks right away. How did I forget that? Ooh. Don't know if that's going to be necessary yet, but there's absolutely no reason to leave it behind. It's early. I suck. I'll take the container heart. Nope. Bad. Can also use the shovel right away. The fact that I completely forgot about Bonk Rocks is making me a little nervous. Just because that's something that's available from the start. Let's go check that quick, just to be safe. I mean, it cost myself probably about a minute here by forgetting to check that initially, but don't want it to be something really important. Oh, yep, definitely important. Glad I went back for that. The only issue now is that that is very close to having an Agaseed. Well, actually, this probably is an Agaseed anyway, because there's a bow sitting on Lumberjack Ledge. So after this, I'll go down to Ice Rod Cave, Fake Flipper, pay a visit to Zora, Dracula's Castle. Nice. This and the Tragic Prince are my two favorite tracks in Symphony of the Night. Absolutely love them. Hey, jerk. Oh, well, there's the Moon Pearl. Glad I ended up checking here, because that would have... I had to go here anyway. Plus, I will never argue with listening to this music. I mean, I know this is where Dracula's Castle would fit best because you're in the castle. But I just like to hear this as some, like, music you could hear somewhere for a lot longer than this. Ooh. I'll gladly take full magic. So we're basically just a lamp away from having to do Aga now. Ooh, wonder what the stun prize is today. Oh, stun prize is just a small magic bottle. Right, so the dungeon was crap. I mean, something has to be coming up here relatively soon. Ow. Oh, that's right, I think I should be able to squeeze through here. Got it. And the book. So we are just a fire source away from being able to do desert, and there should be a relatively early lamp in this seed. Oh wow, flip, well I guess... I mean, yeah, that is flippers. But I still think a water... Well, no, actually a water walk might not be faster now. Because I'm going to want to... Well, actually, no, I could still do a water walk to check Hobo. I think that might still be a little faster. Because I can still run and everything. Hey. Face hook death. Money, arrows, heart piece, and a flute. Well, geez. Maybe we won't need to. Maybe we will still end up having Dark World access without the lamp. Actually, yeah, it still does make sense. Well, no, I wouldn't even need to fake flipper. I could just take the, I can just take the, waterfall portal. Well, no, I should say water walk. That was crap. Alright. Actually, I wonder if you can still water walk if you have the flippers. Let's try that. Uh-oh. Almost got hit. I think that ruins the water walk. Okay, so if you have the flippers, you cannot water walk. That's good to know. Well, so much for my thought of dashing on top of the water. My hopes were dashed. At least Phoenix can swim pretty well. Nothing good there. Hobo or Brobo today? Definitely Brobo. Hammer is a beautiful sight. I'm just a glove away from technically being able to, well, possibly skip that bow. If I can find another bow along the way, then I can do silverless on Ganon. Nope, 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 nope. Get in there. There you go. Half magic. Well, you love to see that, especially if since this has the potential to be silverless seed if I can find another bow. Still so many checks available too. There's 10 arrows. Do not care about that. Zoom. Cave. Now that's a little interesting. Gonna go straight up the mountain here. Doesn't make much sense to worry about desert right now, since I've got more checks up on the mountain that could give me a fire source to make desert fully clearable. There's 8, 9, 10... Wait, 9, 10... 13 checks up on the mountain. So there's a lot to do up there. Even if we sequence break the old man here. Jerk. Jerk. Alright, so we got the old man again. Alright. Easy enough. Ooh, I can hook speed. No, out of my... Oh, man, they ruined the hook speed. That's so disappointing. That's just a heart. A piece of heart. And that's another piece of heart. Do not need those. So still no fire source. That could... That could mean it's locked out. Like with no fire source, if something's in Hera basement, I would be locked out of that. Bombs. Oh, there's the lamp. There's our fire source and Aga access. And at this point, it definitely seems likely that this is going to be an Aga seed. Because I'm not finding a... Unless I find a bow in here. Or somewhere else up on the mountain. Nope. Alright, so Paradox, it was nothing. Oops. That was not what I was trying to do. So let's see, we'll go up to... Well, first, before Hera, I want to check Ether Tablet, because I can. Then after that... Oh, just 20 bucks. Then after Hera, I can come back down here and hit Spiral Cave before leaving the mountain. Oh, come on. Not bad, can't really argue with the heart container. We also know this is a red crystal. Compass. Guess it doesn't matter if that's the small or the big. I can get any chest the seed has to throw at us now. Because of the fire source. Okay, blue mail, that's useful. Especially since I can't stop taking hits. Alright, and that is actually the second item. Now, can I do this without dying? Oh, crap. Really wish I would have remembered to hit that other switch so I could get into those chests. Oh, how did I not take a hit there? Got him. Alright, 22, just shy of 23 minutes. We have our first crystal. Oh, that's right, I can't get to the back of desert because I don't have a glove yet. There's definitely more lining up to say this is an Agaseed. Jerk. And Spiral Cave has a bow. Well, that is certainly interesting. Very interesting indeed. Unfortunately, I still don't have a glove. Nope, not a Gina. I feel like I need to just suck it up and go do Aga, but I want to check Saha's closet quick. Because if I get a glove there, I can just, in theory, skip Aga. And I don't want to go dipping into, like, do a double dip on desert. Well, I guess I'm going to be checking that stuff in desert anyway. But I don't want to dip into Pendant Eastern if I don't have to. So Saha's Closet was useless. And this is stuff I'm going to be doing either way, so it doesn't add too much time. Yeah, the fact that the game also did give me a cape, probably another thing pointing towards this being Aga. That's the big. That's the small. And what is over here? Compass. So now we go all the way back over to the other end. For at least one item. Possibly an item in a map. Or hopefully 2 items. One of which is a glove. Nope. So the boss is going to have 1 item no matter what. Just a boomerang. See, I did pick up the map. So Dark Cross is our last hope. Before this is officially an Aga Seed. Because Dark Cross will have an item. I remember, God, when I was, well, not, this was way back when I was a lot younger, but I would leave my PlayStation on overnight in the early levels with the, oh, it's just a key, with the respawning zombies where where this track was playing. And I would just let the sword card kill them all, and I'd just sit there and let that run overnight, trying to get a little bit of extra experience on Symphony of the Night. Oh geez, locked out. That's good to know. And I guess I probably could have just pushed through and done the rest of that, but I'm just going to assume this is an Aga Seed, and if it's going to make me do Aga anyway to get Dark World access, I might as well also go and get my silvers. So that makes 8 of my last 11 seeds have been Aga. I guess I could probably go check Ped while I'm over there too then. Hey Doc, thank you so much for the raid. How's your stream? You were doing the Huntsman again? I believe? Okay, is the auto shoutout not working? Oh, there it goes. Wait, no it didn't. Why is auto shoutout not working? It should automatically do that, but apparently it's not. Oh, tech issues, that's no fun. 7 Days to Die, I think I've seen you do that before. That's the, like, zombie multiplayer survival game, right? Okay. And I was trying to pop in, would have been, I think, Friday night? You were playing... Was it last night? No, I think it was... What day is it? Sunday? Maybe it was Saturday night. You were playing Dead by Daylight. And then I was gonna pop in, and then I couldn't pop in, and you would, like, when I went to, finally went to sign on, it looked like you had just logged off, and I was like, damn it. I think that was last night. Days have just apparently started to blur together. That sounds about right then, yeah. Because I remember going to the Discord and looking at, like, when you had went live or something like that. And I think I remember thinking it was a couple hours. Yeah, I hope everything went well aside from the tech issues. Those always suck. It's like, you never... It's... Can they be avoided? Is it just bad luck? Jerk. Ooh, loose mic wire. Yikes. Like, was it all crackly, or...? Oh, okay. Gonna pop back in after that gets resolved, or? I've thought a couple times about just, you'd mentioned joining the in-game chat you guys are doing. And I thought about just randomly popping in there a few times. I'm like, no, I probably shouldn't. I have no idea what they're talking about. Or, like, I don't know any of the games that you guys are doing. Well, I know Dead by Daylight. I've never played it, but I have watched it. So, like, I couldn't actually... I don't think I could even BS it to make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Good call on the music here. One... That is kind of what I do like the whole... Oh, I guess I would have to... Usually I know this is probably completely unnecessary, but I unplug my mic whenever I'm not streaming or something. Oh, jeez, how did I miss that? Just because I'm always like, you never know, being extra paranoid. The webcam's always plugged in, but I have a little privacy cover on it. But I think that would still pick up most things. Or the cat, like in my case, the cat, well, Lorelei actually knocked the mic over like 2 minutes before I went live. She was trying to stand on my laptop, and then when she jumped down, the mic took a dive. Like, I'm really lucky this thing is basically built out of titanium. There we go. Unplugging mics are never fun, though. It's sometimes then that screws... Oh, yes, Turtle Rock is a pendant. Please don't require me to go in there. And Pod is the red, other red, and that is a full clear right now. Oh yeah, if you're back on, or I'll definitely pop by before I go to bed, at least to say hi. This is shaping up to be hopefully a not a ridiculously long seed. So I can. Oh, okay. I still don't know if I'd feel comfortable joining the Discord chat. I'm very I guess I have a, let's say, socially awkward. Well, no, well, it's hard to describe. I'm not comfortable around people I don't know. So even if I join the Discord chat, I just kind of be like, hi. Well, Friday, I'm nervous as hell, but I'm doing it. It's like when people I know find out that I stream on Twitch, they're like, "Wait, you?" Because like I'm the guy at a party that just looks for someone that like I'll find someone I know and just talk in the back of the room or something and try to avoid where all the big stuff is going on. But it's okay. And I've always been that way. I'm used to it. Like, even at family gatherings, like with extended family, I'd rather just sit there and, like, talk to my brother or my sister if they're in town, because they both live pretty far away, or, like, my parents, Rachel. Or a lot of times I'll just go like, oh yeah, I'll go play with the kids, and the girls will go off and be playing, and I'll go supervise them so I don't have to actually interact with people that aren't part of my immediate family. Jeez, lots of keys. But one of these days I'll, Okay, can I have an item, please? That was so, like, the first date I went on with Rachel, it was just like, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this, because I have to actually talk to somebody. Oh, so close. Well, that was actually at an Applebee's, John Strode style. Cane of Samaria, let's go. Now, Ice Palace is no problem. Ooh, and a fairy bottle. That's like every time I see John Strode mention like the Applebee's thing, that always makes me laugh. And like every time we drive by that restaurant, we'll point out to the girls, that's where Mommy and Daddy had their first date. And the 5-year-old is still, she's like, oh, yay. And the 9-year-old is like, that's disgusting. You two need to stop talking about that. She is growing up way too fast. Still no big key. She's like, it's so weird. Like, she, for her birthday this year, she got, God, what was it? I think like $100 in Target gift cards. And she's sitting there walking around the store, wanted to go clothes shopping, and she stops in front of the clothing rack, starts looking at stuff. Oh, this is cute. No, I don't like this. And Rachel and I just looked at each other like, what the hell is happening here? She's 9. Like, she started definitely to have some teenager tendencies. And she is way too young for that. Oh, good. Glad I checked that, because I need that big. Yet, she acts like that, but she also is still afraid to sleep in her own bedroom. So she sleeps on the floor at the foot of our bed. Like, we have a little foam mattress topper thing to make your bed more comfortable that we put on the floor, and then I cover it with, like, one of my sleeping bags and a fleece blanket to make it a little softer for her, and then she lays there and she talks. She's a very aggressive sleeper. Like, when we used to get a hotel room or something, Rachel would sleep with the younger one and I'd have the older. And if I made the mistake of, like, rolling onto my side or something, she'd just start kicking me in the back. It's like this... She's pretty small. I think, like, she's 4'2" or something. And she somehow manages to take up an entire bed. And then I don't get any space. I completely forgot to go get the silvers. What is wrong with me? Well, I guess, I mean, I was right here. Silvers would have been really nice for this fight. So I'll have to run and grab the silvers after this palace. Or maybe I run down and do Hype Cave and stuff. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's a specific day that would work. Yeah, if there's a specific night you're going to be around, pretty much anything, well... Monday probably wouldn't work. Well, I mean, it could, but that's, I always do something Mega Man every Monday, and I don't want to forget about that. But, yeah, pretty much any other day of the week, I should be around in theory. So yeah, we can figure a time out for that. I really got to get my BS meter, my ability to BS things. Ooh, good music there. Cause I feel like I'm gonna be doing a. Do you have contestants yet? Yeah, Tuesday night should be fine. The kids usually go to bed, or like I should be. You're Eastern time, right? There we go. Helmasaur done. Because I'm... Ideally, Like, I think I should be down here or between 7:30 and 8 Central Time. So basically any time around there should work out. Assuming that's fine with you, I can try to, like, during the day, if absolutely necessary, but that's like when I'm working, and it's a lot harder to, focus on other stuff as much as I'd like to. Jerk. Go away. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll let you know when the kids are asleep then, and we're all in the clear. So I'm gonna go back and gotta do Pyramid Fairy too. Oh, that should be good. What, that's 2 bombs? Not good. Blew myself up. Tempered. Glove. Oh, no problem. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks again for the raid. If you're streaming later, I'll definitely try to stop in and say hi before bed. Otherwise, I guess it'd be kind of weird to lurk in a group chat. So I probably won't do that. Hey, Owl, welcome in. How's Australia going? Sounds good. $50. Yeah, so far the seed's been good, so I'd consider this one fun so far. Completely overloaded with money. I could pop in the Twitch chat. Yeah, I do that with Slackinator all the time. Like, I'm usually sitting in his chat like hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes before he goes live. That was nothing. Ugh, that much rain? I did see a rainbow in the back of that picture you posted. That was pretty cool. Hopefully the wedding went well. And you're there for a couple more weeks? Oh, excellent. I like funny. Where am I going? This way. Boom, boom, boom. Would you prefer to stay in Canada, or do you like being back in Australia? It just kind of depend on what's going on. That was crap. That's good, then just enjoy the time you had. Just enjoy the rest of the time there, and then head home. More important to be in the place that you'd prefer to live in. Jerks. Jerk. 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 Hello, Silvers. Let's see, so Thieves and Desert both ready to go. Ow. Like, I've always been like, well, I'm not much of a flying person. So, going anywhere outside of, like, that you can't drive to is kind of a, not ideal for me. Okay, good. No ped seed. So, like, I'm guessing that flight is probably, what, like, at least, like, maybe 12 or 16 hours? Oh yeah, that does not sound fun at all. You said, what's the time difference there? Something like 16, 18 hours for the time difference? 5-hour layover? That's so long where you'd be like, okay, if I take a nap, I might fall asleep and miss my other flight. Jeez. That's so much flying. Two hours to get your bags? Jeez. And a 5-hour drive on top of that? No wonder you're staying that long. You can't do a trip like the time it takes to actually settle in and everything. You can't do a trip like that. I don't know how you can manage that. That sounds so difficult. Oh wow, the roads are that much underwater too? Holy crap. Uh-oh. How often do you get back? What it sounds like, I can see why you don't do that. It's like super often. That just sounds so rough. Crap. That did not work out. Got it. Okay, so that's not like super frequent then. Oh, that's why I was still sitting there. It seems like you're basically, like, even if you're trying to do that as the crow flies, it's just so far. And you're spending like a full day traveling. Yes, Lorelei. Come on. Hey, sweetie. Bonk. Shield. Fire rod. Suddenly glad I did that now. 15 hours. So you're basically a day ahead right now. You're going to be traveling backwards in time. $15 ahead. Like, I got a friend that lives in that moved from where I am to Ireland, and they're about 6 hours ahead, and that seems like it's such a huge difference. And 15. That's just ridiculous. How long do you think it's going to take once you actually get back to get used to being on Toronto time again? Because that can't be a very fun, adjustment or anything. First things first, moth. Ooh, the underwater level. Oh. No, this isn't underwater. This is the catacombs, I think, or something like that. Big key. Yeah, a month means you'll have a lot. You'll be really well adjusted there. Ow! Oh, you can't sleep on flights? So you're basically, unless you sleep in the airport, you're effectively staying up for an entire day. That's even more miserable. I do not envy that. That sounds so hard. Ow. Yeah, a month, it's basically, your body's gonna be pretty much adjusted to, like, living there full time. Uh-oh. That's right, it's a small magic decanter for the stun prize. Jerks. Mine. I was really hoping to get a 4th crystal at the before the 1 hour mark, but this is still pretty close. this done. And we still got one item to go. Not a whole lot left needed to finish this seed either. Just gotta find one more item here in Skull Woods. That was not what I was hoping for. Let's go this way. There is an item right here. That was a compass. Okay, come on, Wallmaster. For once, I actually want you to pick me up. Key? Ugh. Okay, there's only 2 more chests in here. I think. I hope. Oh, whew. That was really close. Almost knocked the mouse off my desk. Well, my little side table that I keep it on for the tracker. So let's see, what is missing at this point? The mirror. Can't do Dark Death Mountain without the mitts. Lorelei. And there's the mirror. Okay, seriously, go away. Glad I checked up here. The mirror's gonna open up quite a bit of other checks. And it also opens up Swamp. So at this point, all we need is, well, the mitts. And then if a different medallion leads to Turtle Rock to Meyer. Jeez, that jackass took all my bombs. I guess the problem with not knowing what medallion Meyer is at this point is I don't know if I can actually start skipping checks in all these different dungeons. It's like I'm getting to the point in the seed where it's late enough and I could start doing a few more Go Mode dungeons. But I don't know if I have everything I need. I don't want to miss, like, a medallion or if there's mitts or something. Because tempered and silvers is more than enough for Ganon. I would like to have more than one bottle. But half magic is a very good plus. Jerks, stop it. Oh well, I got a fairy in a bottle. No big deal. I was really hoping for some heart drops. Uh-oh. Still should be plenty of magic for blind. So 2 items to go. I always end up going through this at such low health. I don't know what it is about thieves. Yeah, I don't have magic powder yet. That was way too close. Just barely missed that one. There are a couple hearts in this next room up here. Or jarts, because they're jar hearts. One item left in here. So far, nothing of value at all. After this, we can go right over to Swamp. The nice thing about the way this is playing out with not having mitts yet is the only pendant dungeon that I'd have to start searching for is Eastern. And if they were in Eastern, that would mean that I could have completely skipped Aga. Nope, bad. Alright, let's get the cape ready. Yeah, this should be able to be cheesed. Alright, and a blue bottle. Very nice. That is perfect. That's right, I never did the Village of Outcasts checks before I went in there. That was dumb. Oh, sorry. Just an extra heart. Arrows. I deserve that. Dashed right into it. Somehow missed a door. I actually didn't need to do that, because this is taking me back to the dark world anyway. Yikes. Time for swamp. Hopefully swamp has the mitts. And then we can just go mode Meyer. And while we're at it, a God Meyer sounds great. Oh crap, I did this completely wrong. I was right before. I did need to stay in the dark world for this. Way to waste a couple minutes. And I guess depending on what happens after this, I can go and do a couple mirror checks. Like there's Bombo's tablet, there's Cave 45. It'd be a long run to get to the stuff up by Sanctuary. Oh man, if there's a glove in Eastern, I'm gonna be so annoyed with myself. Because I haven't really done anything with silvers yet. It'll be nice to have them on Ganon, but at this point I haven't really used them. But yeah, if I had mitts, if there were mitts in Eastern and I had those right now, I'd know what the medallion is for Meyer, and I could just be go-moding everything right now. That's a map, right? Yep. Dungeon item. But as it stands right now with this layout and everything, until I find out where... Like, I definitely need the mitts, and I don't know if Quake is the medallion for Meyer. Easy. But this could be something where get the mitts. Then that opens up, like, I have to find my whatever medallion it is for Meyer and, like, Pendant Ice or worse, TR. Because Ice isn't too bad since I got Samaria. Okay, Burna, that's item number 1. Still 5 to go. Hey, Bedwa. Welcome in. Thanks for the good luck. 147. Oh, ouch. By 3 minutes? Damn, a low 130 collection rate? That's ridiculous. That's really low. Yeah, that was right when I popped off. I still... How did that happen? Like, I don't know if I just wasn't seeing something right because it was on my phone. Oh, so TR and Skull Woods were both pendants? Nice. What the hell? I forgot to hit that switch. How did I forget to hit that switch? That's a pretty good pendant setup. Screw it, I'm just gonna hope that, the last dungeon... Oh, wait, what? No, oh, there must be... What the hell did I do? I forgot to hit that on the way out. So there's gotta be a key over here. How did I forget that every time? Those seeds where you don't have to dip into any pendant dungeons are the best. There's just something nice about not having to deal with pendant dungeons. Oh, you will be happy to know that assuming there isn't, the Titan's mitts are not in Eastern, this would be 8 of 11 Agaseeds. If the mitts are in Eastern, then I didn't actually, it wasn't a required Agaseed, and I don't count that. Bombos. What key am I missing? Oh shit, I didn't grab the key over here, did I? I did it again. No, I drowned it. Alright, how did I fix that last time? We're just gonna die. So do I have to leave and come back in? Oh, damn it, I have a fairy. Oh, this seed was going so well, too. Like, I was flying through this thing, and then, stupid... God, I think that's the 3rd time I've done this in Swamp. I've drowned the key. That's right, yeah, I definitely did do that, because I went up...
Did you have to do left side swamp?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to change that. Oh, that's horrible. Because, yeah, I went straight up to get this... I went straight up to hit the switch, instead of grabbing the key. Sweet Jesus. So yeah, I completely, I don't know what I was thinking there. But since there's no wall masters that I'm aware of, I'm actually going to make a note of that here. Change swamp. Change swamp to don't drown the key. Though I think I might do like, hey dumbass, don't drown the key. Just because that's a little more fitting to my intelligence level. And I figure it's fine if I'm having the bot insult me. So like it's not making fun of anyone else. It's hitting me with hard truth. I would have to start telling that to myself. Don't drown the key. Don't drown the key. Because I keep doing it. I think it's definitely always acceptable. I mean, hell, I've had that mindset since I was like 10. Well, there's the mitts. So this is a full go mode unless Meyer happens to be Ether. So you have a 2/3 chance of being able to go mode Meyer. So far the Rando of Blood Seed is being very nice. Alright, now I gotta figure out how they do this setup. Nope, not fast enough. So at this point, I didn't even need to go over and do Bombo's tablet or anything. I will go and quick... I mean, I have to flute anyway, so... I'll run back and buy another blue. Let's take a quick detour before Meyer. That is so much money. Where's all this money coming from? Alright, please don't be Ether. Do not be Ether. Don't do it. Yes! Who needs Meyer Shed? Not even gonna bother with that. We're just gonna go. Now we just need a Godmire. This is a room here I really need to learn to do properly. Ow. Ow. Hey, stop it. Okay, no. And if this is a Godmire, that would potentially... No, I don't think I could... This would be like a 130 or something like that. Even if I didn't drown the key. That is not the right kind of key. It was supposed to be a big one. Though there is that clip that it's... I think someone just discovered a couple days ago. There's like some little clip you can do there, and you walk through the floor. I don't know if it's allowed in Rando. Damn it. Well, I guess that's one item. At this point, I don't really need the extra hearts. And I'm on blue. Come on. Big key. Do it. Okay, now it's just trolling. Ow. This is one of the times where I'd like to have magic powder just so I could turn an anti-fairy into 7. Jeez, that cutscene's long. Come on. I really wish they had an Alucard sprite for this. That would be a... I mean, I love the Phoenix Wright sprite, but... Naturally. But it would be really nice to have an Alucard sprite for the Symphony of the Night MSU. I gotta be careful with Viddy because this one I die a lot. Nope. It is nice though, no pendant dungeons required on this seed. I mean, there's definitely stuff I'm missing, but nothing I'm gonna go out of my way to find, especially now. Hey. Do I... Yeah, silvers are fine here. Missed. Now the big key... I don't think I can get one shot by Viddy with 4.5 hearts in blue. But if anyone can do it, it's me. Hey, Chaser. Welcome in. Not quite this time again. Flawless Viddy. Perfect fight. That is gonna get me one of these times, though. I can't keep dodging bullets like that forever. Yeah, I really like having silvers for Viddy. Only 2 bottles, but half magic, tempered, silvers. That should be more than enough for Ganon. Hook speed, go, damn it. Stupid cabbages. I just wanted to do hook speed and then fall off the ledge. Is that too much to ask for? I hate Turtle Rock so much, I'm not even going to walk by it. Now, where's my mirror? There it is. Block clip. Oh, I suppose. I mean, I'm right here. I guess I can check Super Bunny. the hell, maybe there'll be a red in here or something. Or a butter sword. This only adds, like, maybe 30 seconds. Unless I do that. Hey. Okay, that's rude. Okay, more arrows. Bombs. Oh, okay, well that was definitely worth it then. I will gladly take another blue. So that means I found 2 of the bottles I found were blue. See, I still can't believe, like, God, you were what, maybe 15, 20 minutes into that seed when I joined and you already had silvers and butter? I've never seen anything like that before. That's just beautiful. Oh, the inverse castle. Very interesting. Oh, night, an early GT big, too. The one thing that kind of scares me about, like, I've only had a couple of those really heavy front-loaded seeds, but one of the things that always makes me a little nervous is that when things are really front-loaded, I tend to find, like, well, I shouldn't say I tend to, but I found, like, a bottleneck in the middle or near the back. Okay, red mail, that is just lovely. Hey, stop that. Another key. A map, but we got red mail. It's going to make my upcoming death to Ganon even more embarrassing. Unless a piece of heart gives me a full refill. Oh, half magic is... I know it's not, like most people say, it's not required. But damn, do I love seeing half magic. Shoot. So much for trying to bonk over that, that fireball. Hey, no small keys. We need big keys. Big keys. Okay, butter, that's nice. So this definitely was a required Aga seed, now that I, completely forgot about that after finding myths, so that means 8 of my last 11 have been Aga. That used to be, like, my favorite fight in the game, too, until I started to realize that it's not actually that much fun, because you just sit there and get blue-balled. It wasn't until I started doing this, I was like, oh my god, I'm just sitting here for so long, because this jackass won't stop throwing blue balls. Okay. Bob. There you go, thank you, Bob. I mean, at least I found butter, but this is quite a long trip to find the GT Big. Aga's definitely an expert at projection. Son of a biscuit. Is this going to be another 2/4 of the Unholy Trinity? Am I going to have an Aga tile room coming up here? You know, I'm definitely skipping tile room. I'm only doing that if it's the last one. Shit. Made it. Okay, well, that was dumb. I was too worried about that Gibdo. One of these have a heart? Rats. Alright, the moment of truth. Thank you. Okay, so it wasn't tile room. That's good. I think I might just... I don't see myself doing a very good job surviving up until the fairy room. And 2 blues is more than enough for this. So I think I'm just gonna pop one here and make sure... Oh, nice! They put the Tragic Prince for the climb. Oh, that makes me happy. This track almost got me kicked out of a campground when I was in high school. A friend of mine would always come camping. Like, we'd go camping with my cousin, my mom. My sister used to be able to bring a friend, but then when she was in college, I got to bring someone along. And we had a little 9-inch TV that my parents brought up, and that year we brought the PlayStation because we were playing like Super Nintendo or something, just in case we wanted to sit and if it was like bad weather or something and we didn't want to go to the arcade. Well, my parents didn't like us going to the arcade because we spent a ton of money. But we just went to the clock tower, blasted this track as loud as the 9-inch black and white TV could handle it. And the camp rangers came over and like, you guys are getting complaints, you got to turn this down. All because the Tragic Prince is just so awesome. And it's just a great name, too. Like, just the name of the track, too. The Tragic Prince. What's not to love? Ow. Jerks. Okay, take that. I said take that, and I'm playing as Phoenix Wright. Okay, stupid conveyor belt. I really need to get better at the climb. I'm so bad at this. Made it. Oh, I was so close to having my first ever one-cycle land mode. Alright, now it's time for the Room of Swag. Here we go. Got him. Yes! I don't think I've ever got that second room clean before. That was exciting. I don't often fist pump. Well, then I just fell off a pit after doing the ultimate and swag moves. I just fell off an easy ledge. But that was exciting. I've wanted to do that for a long time. And I finally got it. Hey, stop that. So what am I don't know what I could possibly be hoping to get out of that chest. Oh, maybe powder. Oh, fire shield. Powder would have been nice coming up just because I got the... Or a bug net. Well, no, bug net wouldn't... Oh, no, bug net could be useful. Yeah, I'm not even going to let that damn thing out. We're just going. Oh my god. That damn worm. Still gonna be a good time, unless I get knocked off like 8 more times. Uh-oh. Got him. I can't, like, I seem to have about a 50% failure rate on Moldorm 2. Biggest problem is I'm not gonna end this seed with over 2 grand. Not gonna put up with that room. Alright, time to fail geometry. One. I think that was a double. 2, 3. 4, 5. Okay, that I'm actually really proud of that one. I mean, those doubles were just complete luck. That was not how I was trying to plan it, but I'll take it. I'm happy with the... I'd give myself an A- on that. Yeah, I mean, it's still... Even if it was just pure, like, 99% luck, it was still... I don't think this was Symphony of the Night. I really need to learn the dash here, where you get in the middle of the fireballs and just dash. Yeah, that... I was like, that does definitely... There have been a couple tracks I've noticed that sound like they took them from different games. And that would definitely be one of them. I really wish someone would make, like, in addition to a Zero sprite, I'd love to see a Maya sprite. And they have Emma, and if someone's making Emma... Why don't you make Maya? Oh, shit. That was so close. Oh, not now, Zelda. Oh my god, you damn cat. Zelda? She went and she sat down right in front of the TV, so I could not see the bottom part of anything that was going on. And she almost got me knocked off the edge. It's fine, Zelda. Come on over. Just don't sit in front of the TV, please. Got him. $147, I'll take that. Would have been probably like a 143 if I didn't forget about, you know, drowning that key. Thanks for the GG's, Bedwa. That was yeah, I'm definitely very happy with that seed. Dude, yeah, that's right. You both got 147s. I'll take that. What is this music? Yeah, this isn't from Symphony of the Night either. Can you imagine if they put I Am the Wind here? I think that was the name of the song. That was the end credits for Symphony of the Night. Like, sounded a little bit Titanic-y at the start. Oh my god, it is I Am the Wind. Like, well, I guess I spoke a little too soon. Well, this MSU just jumped way up. Even though I don't know, I don't remember liking this song very much. Yeah, I really like this MSU. I mean, I think, let's see, Symphony of the Night, I believe, is number 5 on my favorite games ever list. Actually, one spot ahead of A Link to the Past. Oh, they took the vocals out, though. This is just the background. $157, about standard item collection.